Welcome to the Dibley Diaries for this week. This week we're going to be thinking about 3 different passages, and the first one is from Genesis chapter 15, and it's part of Abraham's journey into monotheism. And it's a really interesting passage, and some people summarise it as part of Abraham's great journey to discover that all of God is everywhere. And I was thinking about this in relation to the Rural Challenge, and thinking how actually it's really interesting in England that many of the denominations other than the Church of England have moved to become much more urban churches. So certainly in the area where I currently work, there's 9 villages. There's no other churches active in those villages other than the Church of England, and the Church of England is holding together worship in that place where actually there might only be a few people, and often in, as have been for the last sort of 3 months, in very cold large church buildings, a few faithful people have gathered as part of that expression, that knowing that all of God is everywhere, holding together the faith of those Christians who live in that community, who want to worship in that community and to be part of that understanding that all of God is everywhere. So if that's been you over the past few months, standing in a cold church building where maybe you can even see your breath, but it being an important part for you of understanding that all of God is everywhere, thank you. Thank you for doing that, for holding that theological truth for people, that all of God is everywhere, and providing people with an opportunity to worship in their own community. In thought for the week, this week we're thinking about the 3 passages that are set for today. There's one in Philippians chapter 3, there's a bit of Luke 13, and then there's this part in Genesis 15. I'll put all the references in the description so you can look them up. We're going to start with the Philippians, and I was thinking about this, what it means for us to be citizens of heaven. What does it mean for us to be citizens of heaven? We are God's citizens. And I guess I was thinking about this, it's what started me thinking about this was the idea of a border gate. You know, when you come in through an airport and you have to show your passport, or you can go through the e-gates, it's so much easier if you're a citizen of that country for you to just quickly go through and enter, cross the border. And some people have really powerful passports that can go into lots of countries. Some people have less powerful ones. And I was actually in a big city church not very long ago, in a big city church building, but I was leading some of the prayers there where we were thinking about what it meant that a place might act as a gateway to heaven, that it might be the very gate to heaven, and that I think is tied in with me thinking about the citizenship and the ease of entry to heaven with the easy gate system. However, there's more to that. There's more to being a citizen than easy access across borders, because if you're a citizen of somewhere, when you're in a different place, then your consulate will provide, or your embassy will provide care for you. It doesn't matter that you're in a different country or different geographical place. You are a citizen of that place, and there will be care provided for you if you are in trouble. And I thought this really ties in with the 2 other passages that we have today. So we have this journey of Abraham. The reading that we have is in a particular place, and God is reminding Abraham that he has brought him from Ur and he has stayed with him. And for Abraham, we mustn't underestimate the importance of what that meant for Abraham, because Abraham was brought up in a culture where they believed that God was in a place, and the Godly Play books talk about this, about how actually when Abraham went on his journey, he was on the journey to understanding that all of God is everywhere, this great journey into monotheism. And that's why when Abraham found God in a place, he built a stone altar, so that when he went on to the next place, if God wasn't there, he could go back to where the stone altar was, to the last place that he knew God was, because he was trying to push against his culture of understanding that God was in a place and that all of God is everywhere. So the citizens of heaven thing, not just that we have easy border access, but actually when we travel in other places, all of God is everywhere, and so we are cared for everywhere. What sort of care can we expect to receive in other places? In the Gospel this week, Jesus talks about the care that we have from God, that God wants to care for us like a mother hen cares for her chicks. God wants to gather us under his wings and keep us safe. That's the sort of care that he wants us to have. That's the sort of care that he wants us to have. As citizens of heaven, he can provide that care because all of God is everywhere. So this week, as we go around our normal things, we can think that God is with us and that God cares for us. And what does it mean for us that we are citizens of heaven? The Dibley moment of the week. This week we're going to think a little bit about how important chickens are in the village where I live. There are only about 50 houses in the village where I live, and chickens feature quite heavily on the village WhatsApp. So just some of the WhatsApp messages that have been about chickens in the last couple of years. There was an event. The event said that they would have low noise fireworks, but they were actually quite loud. Somebody complained, "I've lost 4 chickens who took to the trees never to be seen again. Maybe a midnight feast for the fox." And though these weren't low noise fireworks. Then there's another one with a picture going, "Does anyone own this piece of land? It's just your chickens are out. I've shut the gate in the hope to stop them going on the road." Then one going, "Any chicken keepers in the village happen to have any of the Flubbenvet pellets?" I don't even know what that is. And the last one was about a dog who needed rehoming, and someone said, "What's this dog going to be like around chickens?" So, village life, where I am, you need to know your chickens. Well, that's it for the Dibley Diaries for this week. I pray that you and your village, however large or small, have a really blessed week where you can know that God is with you.